Multiple sources are stating that the Flyers are set to hire Chuck Fletcher as their GM, and the worst kept secret since about a week ago when they fired Ron Hextall, and rumor had it that Chuck Fletcher was going to be the new GM. We'll see what the other interviews were about, because you've got to fill in an assistant coaching position and an assistant GM spot. So Fletcher's going to have to name those, and now we have to ask ourselves: is Dave Haxtell on his way out? Is that what Fletcher's going to want? Now, for Fletcher, of course, he was fired last year from the Minnesota Wild, and famously, he signed the 13-year contracts for Parise and Suter, which right now, Wild fans probably are okay with. Last year, not so much, because Parise was either hurt or not playing well. It's funny how when a guy's playing well, it makes a contract look a whole lot better. But famously, of course, it was Holmgren who wanted them and was willing to sign them as well and offered them 12-year contracts rather than the 13 they took with the Wild. And it was Holmgren that signed that massive contract for Shea Weber, which ended up getting matched by the Nashville Predators and then shipped to the Montreal Canadiens. So in the case of Fletcher, you're getting a guy who doesn't mind spending some money, doesn't mind having a team that's a little bit older, veteran presence, believes in building for the now, not necessarily a guy who, while he was with Minnesota, was of the vein that, sometimes you need to do a little bit of a tear down and a little bit of a sell off. So we'll see what happens with Philly, because the mentality here seems to be we need to win now. We've waited long enough. We need to win now. Win now is difficult because other teams aren't going, oh, you want good players. Oh, why didn't you ask? So it's going to be a really, really interesting turn when we see what happens here. I think that the Philadelphia Flyers were a solid team last year that has had a rough start this year, and I don't think it's as bad as the record necessarily looks, or as bad as this current tire fire looks. But we'll see what happens with Fletcher. Is he able to make a move? And it wasn't Holmgren that made a move either for a goaltender. So nobody's giving away goaltenders right now other than Philly, who gave away Pickard to the Arizona Coyotes. Before the season started, McElhinney was picked up, and that was by Carolina, who would have been picking before Philly. But that's the whole waiver. That's how the waiver wire works. We're not getting into that. Anyways, we'll see what this does for Philly. We'll see what Fletcher's moves are, and we'll see who else gets fired and or hired along the way. But hey, I put it on the board, and as soon as I've got it on the board, word comes out that they've hired him. So there you go. We'll see what this leads to for Philly. Let me know who you think's going to get into the assistant GM role. What happens to Haxtell? Is he done, or is Fletcher going to say, you know what, I'm going to give him till the rest of the season or till the All-Star break? What's going to happen? Let me know in the comments section below what you think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.